The beats, the flow, the rhythm. All movement starts from the streets. Streets A&R Podcast.
Like, that's why poets and, spoken word artists get away with how they do, because they make English sound good, but English is an ugly language.
It's bastardized. It is it's nasty. It's really nasty. It's only a few languages worse as far as how they sound, like German. They sound fucking disgusting. I'm sorry to my German listeners, but damn, man.
I ain't gonna cap that. A lot of times when they get the talking and stuff, it be sounding like they breath is funky. I ain't gonna cap, like they be they be clearing the back of that throat with you know what I'm saying? My bad. Listen, it's all love. It's all love. My cousin spent a lot of time over there, and y'all supported the heck out of my Zig tape too, so appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Listen, we ain't talking about y'all. We just the sounds that you make to communicate.
Listen,
it's not y'all fault. The people now.
But listen though, I listened to a German band though, and they got a song called Pocahontas. Man, I really like that song, so I vibe with that. So don't get it twisted.
Yeah, them and sorry, my folks in Boston, y'all got to stop it. Boston people in the United States got to stop it with that shit. That's a nasty accent. I don't know where it came from. Give it back to wherever it came from. If they came over with the Boston Tea Party, I'm just confused history. If they came over on the boat from the Boston Tea Party,
man,
start making up history.
Listen, make it up.
Shit,
if your people's landed on Perry Island.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
you're supposed to throw
it's Ferry Island, but we ain't gonna speak.
You're supposed to throw the language out with the tea, my nigga. Y'all kept the language,
man.
And the tea prices went up. We was mad,
man.
We went from throwing tea to spilling tea. Is that where the saying spilling tea?
Yes. Listen, bro. Yes, bro. Listen, bro. Listen. Original spilling tea. Yes, and it was all taxation, yes, sir.
Everything we say come from somewhere. I remember finding out about listening to E40 and just some of the lingo. He called some niggas Elroys. Like the Elroys. He was talking about the police, right? And I was like, why Elroys? You go in the Bible. And you read the name Elroy. The name Elroy means he who sees all. So he talking about the police because they see everything y'all do.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I ain't know that. That's dope.
Elroys.
Man. Hey, that's some old terminology because I remember using that. Before there was 12, before there was one time, there was the Elroys.
Elroys, man.
The Elroys.
It just be, I love what, see,
look at me, I almost made you give up a secret. Man, hey, I done told you. I've been telling you about keeping stuff on hush.
It's okay. We might bleep that out.
Listen.
We gonna just
that one. Yeah.
But yeah, we gonna do that. Man. You see, I'm feeling wavy.
Listen, you sound like me. Man. I'm excited. That's how man.
I'm feeling wavy.
Okay.
Just because of today. Happy Black August.
Yes, sir. Happy Black August, man.
I hope people black people is getting a little bit of their study on. Getting their discipline right.
Little training
of the mind, especially. Also adding training of the body this month.
Little studying, little fighting.
Little study, yeah. Getting discipline. It's an overall discipline. Discipline month. If you don't know what Black August is, please go look it up. At the very least, just go watch the movie. But we are, I ain't gonna say everybody, but it's something I recognize. Try to get more into the totality of everything each year.
Man,
it's tough, especially when you do some of the style workouts that I have to do. It get tough. I was tired today, and this first one. I was like, whoa. It hit me after the run, and then we did some sprints and then push-ups, then we're going to the gym, hitting the bag. I was wore out. All right. So it's going to be a long, prosperous month. We think it's tired, but we need to be training ourselves to be able to endure, to strengthen in every part of self.
Man, there's an African proverb that say, I think I'm going to have to paraphrase it. I don't feel like going in the phone, but it talk about when one is running for their life, they don't get tired.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like this is a battle, man. Like I don't think if people really understand the stakes we under, times is always serious. We're gonna have fun in these times and stuff like that, but times is always serious.
Mm-hmm.
And so like if you can keep your eyes on the prize, a little bit of extra motivation to stay dedicated to what you want to do.
Yeah, man. It all ties in. Even with today, man.
Mm-hmm.
It all ties in. Cause I ain't gonna lie, Johnny. We've been experiencing a shift these last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been calling it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking about this shift.
You have?
Sonically.
You have.
I've been calling this. I've been saying, Johnny, he making this, she making this. This is what's going on in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this Streets A&R Pod.
Streets A&R.
I've been saying, and this some of the stuff I play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we got some of the big dogs to tag along.
Mm-hmm.
And something that I've been seeing that's been a ground swelling for good reasons that we'll kind of discuss today. But it's coming to fruition. Nigga, don't be crazy.
Mm-mm.
A nigga know what he be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes.
What Mike Lowry say, my shit always works sometimes.
Always works sometimes.
So.
That's his mama calling.
Yeah, man. He in trouble.
And it is, huh?
Shout out.
Malik.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Shout out to Malik calling.
Man, Mr. International in the building, man. The young God in the building, man.
Man, it's been a minute since we had a podcast like this, man. We've been blessed.
Yeah, we've been, man. Shout out to everybody who done came and touched these mics.
Man.
The people in this room and the people that's not in this room that have come just to visit, man.
Mm-hmm.
We done had guests after guests, man. People reaching out. Nothing goes unappreciated, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We started, we getting it out the mud, bro.
Man.
And we climbing out the mud.
Climbing out the mud.
We still stuck, but we motherfucking fighting.
Listen, man, we coming up on our first year anniversary of our first meeting.
Man.
Like, man,
So,
that shit real. Like, it's crazy.
yeah, and we still ticking. It's people we ain't even got close to touching.
Yeah.
And it's topics we ain't got close to touching. And it's just a blessing to see a lot of the core from the beginning just still be here, grinding it out. Man, it's a blessing.
We still ain't got that P yet.
We still
ain't got that P, but
so we got a lot of grinding to do.
we still got some grinding to do, but we do appreciate everybody who been, rocking with us, subscribing, liking, sharing. I mean, we get a lot of commentaries on the podcast. I just met a brother the other day who traveling around the world, man. Shout out to Dr. Mello, but he gave us a lot of feedback on the podcast and just loving what we got going on, man. So a lot of people out here who really appreciate what we doing, man.
Yeah, man. We appreciate all our supporters, our subscribers, listeners, people who listening and talking about us.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate y'all too. Y'all put the word out too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Word of mouth is the best form of marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate everything. And listen, the end of the year is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some things shaking like
Popping.
none other right now.
Hopping.
The way this stuff can go. We had it on our goals.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to tell folks.
Mm-hmm.
Shit going down.
Going
And
crazy.
It's things are happening, man. A lot moving, man. It's a lot going on. And a lot of stuff that intertwines with this that we do individually and collectively outside of just the pod that feed into it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, man, you are your brand. Your name is your brand.
Yes, sir.
And you got to make sure you represent it well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean be serious all the time, but you got to always know that you got to be good all the time,
that
man.
part.
Be right with people, man. Do right. Just
That
do what
part.
you're supposed to do. Be good energy, bro.
Yes, sir.
Like at all times, man. We definitely shit, man. Yeah, man. This ain't even supposed to be that episode, but we appreciate it, man.
Man, listen, man. We vibing out. I think it's the frequency of the music.
It might be, bro. Like I've been feeling it lately, and y'all know what the hell we talking about. You know the Queen Bee drop. Beyonce dropped Act 1 Renaissance. Y'all know a couple weeks ago Drake dropped. Honestly, never mind. Probably to get her out the way because she knew Queen Bee was dropping this motherfucker. But it ain't nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this first, man. I appreciate this. Whether you used to this music, whether you used to dance music, house music, whatever you want to call it. EDM or the lighter versions of EDM, not drum and bass. Like whatever if you're not used to it, I think there's an appreciation that goes with it that comes with this style of music. Funny story. We're gonna have to start a segment called Story Time because especially when we're just us.
Man.
Funny story. So it ties to the topic, I promise you.
Yes, sir.
You see, I'm feeling wavy, man. She was fine. Boy. It's all my stories gonna be about a sheep. I'm sorry to tell you. It's gonna be
Hey,
what it's gonna
I wish y'all could have seen that knee rub. Listen, that's a psychological effect when a nigga is up to no good. They get to rubbing that knee. So if somebody walk past and a nigga start rubbing that knee, he thinking things. He thinking things.
If I'm rubbing, if she rub your knee, that means she know what time.
Hey,
She put that hand on that knee, boy.
oh man.
Man, we ain't gonna give all the secrets. That's for our other pod. Man, so back in, let me see, 2010, graduated 11, I think 11 to 12 to 13. So New Year's Eve, 2012. I'm out. I'm in Savannah, Georgia. I'm in grad school, right? I'm out with my homegirl, Keisha.
Hold on. Did y'all see how quickly he just tried to drop that in there like niggas just go to grad school all the time? I'm in grad. Did y'all hear that? Man, run that back, man.
No. So I was in graduate school in Savannah, Georgia. I went to Armstrong Atlantic State University. It's now called Georgia Southern State University Armstrong campus, but we the real AASU. So we was in Savannah. I'm kicking it with my homegirl Keisha, my roommate at the time. I think that's when. Nope, this was 2011 then, because I was still in my little spot. New Year's Eve 2011, living by Savannah State. So that was fun. I was always on their campus. So we downtown Savannah, and this is before all the changes lately. So we downtown. I think Bar. I think we was in this bar called Bar. You go downstairs to go into. So this is early in the night. It's probably 10, 11 o'clock. Cause we get out early because we know it's gonna be stacked. Gotta get our parking. Niggas don't like walking them blocks in Savannah, them squares. That's a whole nother thing. You can take it to Savannah so you can see the landscape. Shit is amazing down there. So we at Bar, and it's New Year's Eve. I'm starting to, I'm growing up. So I'm like, nigga, I dress up to go out. You know what I'm saying? So it's New Year's Eve. I got my shit on, got my tie on, got my scarf on. It's cool outside. I'm in this bitch, man. Then we in Bar. I'm vibing, I'm chilling. Then they play LMFAO. Everybody shuffling. Do. So my dumb ass, I was dancing. I was phasing out of my dance nigga stage. So I'm in this bitch going crazy. As I'm going crazy, I kid you not, nigga, I'm turning, shuffling. I see this joint just looking at me. Like in mid shuffle, I'm like, oh shit. So I start, nigga gotta show out. Wow, bow, right? So then the song over, I walk over, I see her looking at me. I walk right over to where she at. Man. Give me a napkin, right? I'm like, man. She's like, so she say something. She's like, you need a napkin? I'm like, yeah. Let me get. So I already know. All right. So she give me the napkin. I'm like, what's your name? She like Charlo. I'm like, I'm Eric. I was like, where you? I'm like, where you from? She was like, guess. Nigga, I kid you not, bro. I looked her dead. I said, Alaska. Nigga, looked like she turned white. Nigga, she's like, how the fuck did you know I was from Alaska? I said the ancestors. I don't know where that. She say no for real. So she probably thought I was like a stalker or some shit. But I'm like real life didn't know her from a can of paint. And I just said Alaska. And when you guess some shit like that, you in the dough. So I was chopping up with her. I got her number. I'm like, we finna go to the club, go to the black club, right? So we head over there, and I'm not even thinking. It was a good night though, cause I'm from Texas originally. I'm in the club. I think it's Rain. I think it was called Club Rain. And I'm in there. I look, shit you not. I see one of my middle school best friends in this bitch from Texas. Like, what the fuck you doing here? He's like, nigga, I'm in the military. I'm like, Savannah's a big military town. I see, I'm in the club another 10 minutes. I look like, this my nigga Jake Hall? I'm like, yo. He like, Jackie, what you doing here? I'm like, I'm in school. What you doing here? He was military as well. And just in the club, I ain't seen him in shit. I ain't seen him in 6-7 years or something like that. And we just see each other in the club in a whole nother state. Randomly, bro. And then I wasn't thinking, right? So I'm kicking it with them like I'm blissful, right? So I'm like, oh shit. it's close to midnight. Nigga need a kiss. I get the text, like, damn. I'm like, where you at? I think, oh, girl. I'm like, she's like, I'm way over. I'm like, fuck, it's too far. So then we just end up texting or whatever. We didn't really meet up because she was probably left or something. We didn't really meet up afterwards. So then I'm like, damn. I got her number. She was like a newscaster in another city. So, nigga, I'm a broke college grad student, nigga. I ain't never had no money. I ain't never go see her. I would not be like, yeah, I used to talk to her. No, nigga, we text a few times. That's the extent of that. But then she ended up being the lady. I seen a news article one day that said, our video on like World Star that said, lady quits on air, Alaska reporter. I don't know why I was in the office at work here. I'm like, I told my nigga, I was like, I bet I know who this is. I just had a hunch. I turned it on. I'm with my homie, my guy Mervin. I'm like, nigga, that's Charlo. He's like, what you mean? I know her. Like, bro, I told him the story. I said, I got her number. Like, wait. Her name is Charlo Green, or Egbe is her real name. So then she was on the news doing a thing about weed. She's a marijuana advocate. And she was like, she was doing a story about marijuana. She said, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. Fuck it. I quit. And walked off set. And started, she had a weed company she started and all this other stuff. She doing real well actually right now.
Man.
Shout out Charlo, man.
Man, shout out. That was a hell of a marketing strategy right there.
Listen, man. If we can give you 10 more followers, they came from me. The nigga you probably don't remember like that, but you might remember the story. But yeah, man. Shit, man. The power of dance music, nigga. Put my shades back on.
Listen, that's how y'all knew he was feeling it. He took the shades off. He gave that stare to the camera.
Listen,
I took my shades off and I looked in the eye and said, Alaska.
I still to this day I don't know how I said that.
Listen, man.
I get blessed with information.
Listen, I'm just glad one of us was out there killing it on the dance floor, because you talking about a shuffle. I was just out there on the Cupid shuffle and almost fell at the wedding reception the other day. Listen, one of the things I can't do is dance. That's one of my kryptonites. I can't dance. You know, it's a rumor that say if you can't dance, you can't do other things. That ain't true. But I can't dance. I'm trying to learn, but I don't know, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I looked up, I said, that Johnny? I said, boy, a pretty woman to get a nigga to do anything.
Listen, man, it was pressure. Listen, you know how they give you that disappointed look? I'm like, I don't dance. I got 3 left feet.
Oh.
Maybe next week I'll take some dance lessons. All right, I'm out here and got my ass embarrassed. Almost fell. But I appreciate it. The Cupid shuffle. To the left, to the left, to the... Hey, I got it down now. Shit, you know that kick now? I almost fell doing it. Now, I was all off beat. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Cupid shuffle.
Next time we'll give him the tough line dancing. Nigga, do the biker shuffle. Nigga, do the Cleveland shuffle.
Man.
We gonna get him right, man. Get right.
Listen.
But, man, hey, man. Power of dance. And it's cool because we were saying earlier, like with these type of albums dropping, it's putting the light not just on the music but on that energy. We've been so heavy, bro. And I was telling them earlier, like, think about like our clubs now, and Chuck talk about this. We go to the club, we already dealing with shit we dealing with that day or that time frame, whatever we dealing with in life. We go to the club, we start drinking in that spirit. So we under the spirit. We go to the club, and then the music mimics the spirit that we was just in. Whether it's fighting, niggas talking about getting shot, your problems. We was just talking about songs and still talking about your problems on day to day. And we in the club singing along, vibing. Like, you never get a chance to leave that energy where it's at. We never go, like the club and the going out used to be going out. It's going away from whatever you was dealing with, which is a needed space. We talk about having spaces to release. It's one thing there's many forms of therapy and like creating a space, especially when it comes to music and movement, is a form of therapy. It's a release. It's a physical release to the body as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, just releasing of those hormones and being happy and being and moving. It's just like it's exercise. No different than exercise. So it's important, but it is. I'm glad to really, really, really see, regardless even sometimes of the content of the songs, when they're not as lyric heavy and it's more music driven. The music helps you catch a spell. A lot of times in those genres of dance music, they mimic your BPM. So that's why the rhythm, you catch it a little easier. You vibe with it. You can't help but bounce sometimes when it's good. It's just catching your heartbeat. We all got, that's the natural rhythm we all have, and it's a movement that has been going on, and I'm gonna definitely shout them out. But I am happy to see the big dogs step into that and try at least do a part, whether it's for monetary gain, to gain an international crowd. Cool. I think we still get some of the residual effects can still be positive for the everyday cities and people in those cities and the club environments and the different party and mood environments with music. So I think it's still a good thing that we're putting that type of music, that type of vibration out there. So even when the content is not necessarily the best, still the beat does something to you. That types of instruments do something else to you.
Yeah, I think that's even more. I think that, the power of rhythm, that's even more reason to be very conscientious of the lyrics and what's being put out there, because I ain't gonna go deep, but it's even more reason to be conscientious of the lyrical content of songs, especially when the beat is good.
Yep. And we know it all goes hand in hand, because when that's how it attacks your subconscious. That's what you do. You're opening up your space. You're open for infiltration, good, bad, and different. Don't even matter. You're just open. So we do need to be mindful of what it is that's being said, especially the things that are call and response, repetitive in the songs. Typically, hip hop has not been that big into that type of thing. The other dance genres, it's about the repeat, the repetitiveness. So we got to be more conscientious of what is being repeated, what is being chanted.
But that's why, it's an artist I didn't spoke on here before, but it's an artist I met through Clubhouse, Austin Dean Ashford. He does a beautiful world music, and he got a song called Spirit. He just released his new video to. Go check out that video. But the things that he talking about, you can't mess with my spirit. You know what I'm saying? You can't break my soul. It's just it's almost like that. Beyonce, she got that song, but my man, he dropped his song almost a year and a half ago. And it's just, that's the type of stuff we need to hear.
Yep. So we all know Beyonce dropped. Musically, it's a pretty good album to me.
I haven't. I like that "Break My Soul" song. Now that's my song. That's real. Yeah,
it's a pretty good. For me, it's a pretty good album. Listen to. I will say the experimentation with the production is A+. It's like it wasn't just some of the beats that had to change, especially the opening track for me. I like that type of shit, like just playing with the tempo and the beats, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like that. For me, that shit was tough. I know most people just want to get to the bops. I'm like, no, that shit is tough right there. You got your tracks, of course, everybody, because we loved what we love in music in the urban community. Of course, Church Girl was gonna rock. It's a soul chop over Louisiana bounce music. I think No ID produced it. He knew what the fuck he was doing. Questionable lyrics, but that motherfucking bounce. We still in the, come on, it's still a bounce. We still bouncing, right? We ain't totally immersed in house music and all that. So that was definitely gonna be one that was gonna catch people. I already just from everybody talking about it before I listened to it, I said this is gonna probably be the closest thing to either trap or a bounce, and I was right. So that's what it was. Virgo's Groove is pretty cool. And to find out that the dude that I listened to, Levon Cali, was one of the writers for that. And I was like, yeah, because this is what he does. So he's one of the first people I'm going to shout out. This lane ain't new. I keep saying that. Levon Cali been making shit like this. And she got a lot of writers and people who do this kind of bop on this, from what I heard. She went and got them. She's like, all right, help me produce this, and she went and got them. Respect to her for that. Didn't try to just do the shit on her own. I had to go get the people who live this, who do this. But with the big dogs, you also know you had Drake. And, man, I'm going to jump out there on a ledge on y'all, man. I'm going to get stung up by the beehive. But I think I like Drake's shit more than Beyonce's from a musical standpoint. And I think because Drake he went into that style of house music and stayed there. So it's more depth to that style. Beyonce has a variety of styles of dance music. So it wasn't just house and EDM. You had the New Orleans bop to it. You had a couple funk joints on there. So it's different styles of dance music in dance totality, not just house. So I love the variety, but I like how Drake just went in and just went deep, said, we going here, let's dive. So sometimes I appreciate that. And it was a real attempt. Sonically was a real attempt. I mean, he was still Draking on them lyrics. You can take that for whatever you want. But the music of it, like, he went there on that shit.
I haven't checked it out. I think the one song I checked out that I done heard you play a couple. I like that mud.
Yeah,
that tie that binds.
Yeah.
Man, what's that? A mandolin that's on that? Mandolin that's on that mud?
Like that,
Man,
yeah.
that mud.
He checked. Was that Carlos Santana on that bitch? That's what it sounded like.
Man, listen.
Because I ain't gonna. That's one of the ones when I first listened, like, damn, this is it. That was the
like,
one.
if I could describe it, it's sexy. That song, that sound that's sexy. Like, that's some shit I would dare learn to, you know, so get them hips moving. Y'all ain't see how stiff I was. Fuck y'all. But listen, I'm gonna learn something. Hey, listen. Hey, put the camera up here so y'all ain't getting my hips and stuff next time. Listen, y'all messing up.
Shakira said the hips don't lie, nigga.
Listen. All right.
He said they lied.
These motherfuckers lying. Shit, I'm telling y'all what they say ain't true. They say niggas who can't dance can't romance. I'm telling you, that shit is not the truth. It's not the truth.
Yeah, man, shit. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was a bop. Like, I love finding ones like this is it. And while we here, man, I'm gonna just shout out some more people who've been making this music or have tracks that's been in this, you know, especially after doing my house event. It's just certain people that's been doing this. If you a hood nigga and you want to hear a hood nigga do house music, please go check out Channel Trey. That nigga, he got a song called Brilliant Nigga. That's my shit. I ain't gonna lie, that's my shit. But Channel Trey from Compton, he's just like, I'm a hood nigga, and he make house music.
Listen, it's about the environment, right?
Yeah, and it's man.
I think that, you know, even, you know, you talk about the house music influence on Detroit, stuff like that, right? Up-tempo music, like that style is being more influenced now in some of the younger artists that's making music out here because it's popular in Detroit.
Yep.
So, you know, it's a different era that they grew up in.
Yeah.
In my era, it was an era of hyper masculinity, and you didn't want nobody to think you was weak at no point. So, you know, we didn't vibe to a lot of that stuff, even though in the places like DC, in the places like Detroit, Chicago, stuff like that, that's a popular music.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me now, like why Michael Jordan's music was what it was when he came out. I always liked the song, but shit, I didn't know that was house music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's one of them things, like, we always talk about music being regional, right? Like, music is regional. Sounds are regional, so different places do different things. It doesn't matter. Like, this is why in Dallas, the dancing niggas in the club are the shooters. Because it's a thing that in Dallas you dance. Niggas is out there, boom, getting it in, right? That don't mean they ain't the hardest nigga in the club, because that's just the environment. The environment.
But I can see why in places like Detroit and stuff, you got that fast music. Because it's cold as hell. Them winters be cold. They trying to stay warm. They moving that quick trying to stay warm. I get it now. I understand. It's all good.
Yeah, man, you in Detroit. Shout out to, I think it was... I forgot to say something Knuckles, man, one of the originators of house music out of Detroit. But you hear that with like the Sada Babies and all them. Like they sped it back up.
Yeah.
Now they talk about that gangster shit, but it's over that shit that they used to house party. This is what their parents were partying to when they were in the house.
Man.
And so it makes sense why they can go and rap on it.
Man, I can't think of them dudes' name, but my little bros really liked them dudes from Detroit. They was a group, man. They a group, man. Man, I'm gonna think, man, I might
have a screenshot. I seen somebody put all the Detroit rappers up there. But like, so you got them who doing house-ish beats, but doing like more, I'll call it trap lyrics, right? Gangsta drill lyrics or whatever have you. But then you have, like I talk about Channel Trey, you have somebody in DC.
Band Gang.
Band Gang?
Band Gang. Shout out Band Gang, man. I like a lot of their beats and stuff, man. My little bros be rocking with the Band Gang, man. That's they like Band Gang, Lonnie and them, Band Gang, man. Shout out to the Band Gang.
Yeah, man. So it's like you have this Detroit, but then like DC, when you have DC go-go music, and then you have Baltimore club music, right? So they've always had a different bop to them, different pace. So you got somebody like Wale's done some go-go music in some of his albums, but somebody like Gold Link, who his whole catalog is basically house and go-go. That's what it is. And his uncle is Wayne Perry. You know who Wayne Perry is? Yeah. That's
that nigga that Boosie be talking about.
That's his uncle. So you got this type of thing making house go-go, and just that doom from jump. I tell people all the time, I literally found his first mixtape on Hot New Hip Hop, just scrolling. I said, this shit look interesting. And I just clicked on it. I was like, wow, this is some crazy ass shit.
Man, shout out to Hot New Hip Hop. You remember the days of discovering mixtapes and stuff? Just looking to see what new mixtape dropped.
Yeah, just downloading it, right?
Man.
Just downloading it. I would look at it, read some of the comments to see, try to get a gauge on what kind of style it was. I'd look at the cover and then make a judgment. If I had no clue what it was or who it was, just like, all right, let me see what this about. I hit one with Gold Link. Right? So the God Complex, like if you want an introduction to Gold Link, Crew is not his introduction. You See Money Y'all Around Me is not his intro. Go to the God Complex and get that mixtape. But so Channel Trade, Gold Link, back to Chicago, somebody who, Mick Jenkins has a couple songs that are like house, Chicago house. But somebody who really has gone in there, and lovely lady, I just got to see her perform in Maha a few years ago, Raven Lene. Raven Lene. And her new album's tough. She dropped one this year at Hypnos, I think. But yeah, she makes that style of music and has made that style of music, at least have songs in her albums and EPs. When you talk about like up-tempo funk, that's one of the ones that's been back. Like Kendrick had a whole fucking album of it. You know what I'm saying? Remember Butterflies funk music. A lot of dance shit on there. Mac Miller, rest in peace Mac, but Mac was there. When he did Swimming, and before that when he did the Divine Feminine, is groovy than a bitch. The whole album groovy, right? So we've been, I'm telling you, like, and it's a lot. And then one of the big dog producers in that shit is two of them. I won't call him a smaller dog, but one that people haven't caught wind of as much. Sango out of Seattle, because Sango he has a whole mixtape series, I think like 4 or 5 deep, where he's getting beats from Brazil. I think his family, he has some Brazilian some roots, so he went and mashes like R&B and Brazilian beats, and it's boom, bop, 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 boom. So it's up tempo. And then in one of his last ones he did, where he went to the Black Brazil, Northern Brazil, and got the tempo, got the beats and the original songs from there and flipped them. So Sango is one, and then the big dog K Tronada. K Tronada is that dude. K Tronada get down to anybody on the track, but he's been a pioneer in the dance scene. A true pioneer. He started off flipping old R&B songs, even before 90. I think it's .001 is one of the mixtapes, and then he made an album 99.9% off the .001. But go listen to his old shit, like, oh yeah, that's where this. And it's been like this for a minute. Shit, I got one of his tapes where he had a partner, and they would call the Celestics. Celestics. That's crazy. I be having shit, and I'm like, yo, this nigga. Just in the tuck, I'm like, I was listening to the other day, like, damn, I've been listening to this nigga for a minute. Randomly found, probably on Hot New Hip Hop, just downloading shit. But I think that it's a needed space to start to infuse this music in our everyday nightlife, right? Don't gotta be everyday life, and I don't want to hear all the club music. I don't want to hear club music when I'm riding around in general, right? But our everyday nightlife, and then part of it is just to I won't say combat, I'll say complement the popular sounds of today. There's maybe a lot of trappy, 70 BPM, slow tempo, not always the best content that you should be absorbing when you under the influence, or you should be absorbing if you're trying to quote unquote have a good time. I don't want to talk about niggas getting it back in blood and shit. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to jump around to that. Like, I kind of want to just talk about her and jump on her ass. It's kind of what I want to do.
Yes, sir.
I'm in the club. I thought I'm here to mingle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even if when I ain't single, I'm like, I just at least want to talk to people.
Listen, we come from a different era. We come from the tear the club up era. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of music we want to hear. That's where we came from. So, like, to get to that vibe of chilling, like, that's a masterpiece. That's where people like yourself who curate events, curate environments, you know, y'all set us up for the win. Yeah. You know, but a lot of that come from people growing from being hood party DJs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like at the hood parties, that's the type of shit you know, that's what we grew up listening to, hearing. So a lot of them want that feel when they in the club, but a house party in the club ain't the same environment. Just like a club in the bar ain't the same environment.
Mm-hmm. And I feel you, but even like things like the Tear the Club Up era, like, nigga, I'm from Tyler, Texas. Mm-hmm. We weren't rocking the house, but we were lucky had Louisiana bounce music. Mm-hmm. And I was also right next to Dallas. So we've always danced. Mm-hmm. So one thing we're going to do is fucking dance. Mm-hmm. But the Tear the Club Up era was still, like, even thinking about it, bro, you got to think Memphis, there was a dance associated with that. Mm-hmm. Niggas was G-walking. I don't know if they was G-walking here, but when you go to the home of that place, niggas was bouncing around the club. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, and that's that regional difference of taking something out of its original context and not getting full context. Mm-hmm. That don't mean it's still a motherfucker will go down through there if we got to, even in Memphis. But they also had a specific thing they were doing to that song that went with it. That was a dance part of it that don't always translate when you just get the song. Mm-hmm. And that's what you kind of see sometimes with some of this shit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they was thugging with nigga. That's Memphis. They sucking. But niggas was down that bitch G walking.
I mean,
and shit.
You know, bro. Listen, look. You know that era when the South and Lil Jon, the East Side Boy, throw your hood up, all that, be a. All, listen, bro. Like it was just and that was what got you hyped up, amped up, bro. So it was just different, man. It was a different time period. Like, that was what was rocking in the clubs.
It was. And listen, I'm not going to lie and like it's going to say it wasn't fun, nigga. We was over there tripping.
Listen.
The stories I could tell about, like I ain't going to tell that story. That's another story for another day.
Listen, but that's why, like I said, I'm appreciative of people like yourself who curate something else. Who putting on different environments. You know, this is the environments that the ladies feel comfortable in. Like, I know there's ladies that feel comfortable in those other environments too. They playing a little boosie, they doing all.
Yeah, but we ain't. We're gonna say that for another pod too, because you know we don't really want to keep them ladies around all the time.
For sure. But you know, like, I think it's a different season, and a lot of those women are starting to recognize that they got to walk into their femininity too. So I think it's a area of where people heart spaces is being open, and I think that's where the music is translating to is let's have fun. And like you said, the music is always a reflection of the culture. We in an open culture right now, as far as like it's a sexually fluid culture, and the music is reflecting that. It's more fun, it's more open, it's conducive to the environment in which society is being set up towards. Music is always programming.
Yeah, but now we can only get people to dance with each other again. We might crack the damn code. We might solve a lot of these issues.
Yeah, listen.
Get off the phone, swiping left and swiping right. Get on some butt and get hyped, nigga.
look at him, natural flow.
Nigga, we gonna just start doing dumbass. That's for another idea that I gotta put on before our big event. I got to do it. Been talking about it for 3 years. But yeah, man, it's just I'm ecstatic. These are things that I sneak in my playlist anyways. Even when I'm in the club, like I've done house parties, like not hood, but like black folk house parties. Like I'll slap a shit in there and see what, like, oh, they bopping, and then throw something they know. Like, all right, I had to sneak this one in for about a verse. But people even enjoy the switch up sometimes. And I think as long as there's still as long as they can catch that rhythm, bro, it's good. And
shout out to my last shout out to my cousin Kariba, because he always was on that, especially that early T-Pain. He was on all of that, you know what I'm saying? All the early switch ups. My cousin was always on that music. So
yes, sir, man. It only helps that Afro beats, Afro waves has come to the forefront of music, man. And that is all damn near all up tempo, especially when you get to South Africa.
I was about to say that.
Them niggas they shit look. I don't care, Johnny, if you don't dance, nigga. If we was there, you gonna
feel the environment. Listen, bro, it's South Africa. I don't feel like I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not that nigga who can have fun, but I don't feel like dancing on the plantation, my nigga. Like this is not the place to be dancing. This ain't the time to be having fun. Y'all enjoy yourselves. You know what I'm saying? But in a place like Jamaica, place like Africa, somewhere over. You might catch me dancing. I don't feel too comfortable to dance in this motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Sound like
I feel like us. I feel like nope. I feel like all that right now. That's what I feel like. Shit, nigga, get out. That's what I feel like, nigga. This is get out. I don't think y'all understand what's going on. I feel like the music is tricking y'all niggas a little bit to what's going on out here, nigga. So thank y'all for coming to my TED Talk.
He act like he don't. Johnny still like cat, so we gonna make sure he dance.
Listen, we out here. Listen, they know what it is. I have fun and shit like that, but these are the thoughts that be in my mind. I'm sorry that I got to give y'all niggas the warning sign, but the creator is telling y'all, nigga, pay attention. It's serious times out here. Trumpets are ringing, nigga. Pay attention. Yeah. It's real. But with that being said, August 6th, nigga, we about to do something else. We about to turn up.
Listen, I think this will be long past, but just know that we would have had a good time on August 6th. Second series of the Something Else. This one is gonna be for the R&B, deep soul, deep R&B, B-sides. Not playing a bunch of you want to hear the commercial shit that's on the radio? Come around 10 o'clock.
Man.
The deeper the night go, the deeper we get in that bag. And the later it get, I'm taking it to the old school where we tried to make sure niggas had sex when they left. I'm sorry, I'm trying. There will be some things going on there and after. I should have an anonymous page and like tell me your anonymous story after the something else. We're gonna do the sexy and sultry. I literally posted today just a list of just about 100 artists. I'm like, damn, I gotta cipher through how I'm gonna get through these playlists, get through this and make this flow and separate my songs. But when they come to the sexy set, I'm gonna tell y'all now, it's probably around 12:30ish. When they come to the sexy set, I ain't leaving it. And we gonna be in there. It's gonna get it. I'll long for the day for it to just be nasty. I don't know if this one's gonna get there. Maybe we got to get us a hot ass basement.
Listen,
that's when it really go down.
Yeah.
A hot basement and white walls spells sweat, stank, and Gene marks. There's nothing better than that. Some of y'all too young to know about them type of parties, but this one we gonna see what it do. We gonna try it out. We at the Tiny House Bar. It is a tiny house, so y'all ass want to get there. You better get there early. If you're standing outside, you can still get your groove on. We still got summer weather out here. So, come pay your money and please donate to your boy. But we're going to make sure the sounds is indoors and outdoors. And it's going to be a lovely time. Might have a little snack for y'all. Might have a little scent in the air. Really charge the environment up a little bit. So we're going to make sure that happens, man. That's the 6th. And we got a couple other things. We talk about curating environments.
Man, listen. I'm still trying to figure out what we're gonna call this mug. Because if we sticking with the Thursday,
just hold it then. We gonna hold it till we finalize in concrete.
Yeah,
but just
we got something special.
Yeah, we got a couple sexy things coming up, man.
Sexy things, man. We trying to promote the environment for love. Like I said, man, we have fun. We trying to promote the love, but I'm still conscientious of what's going on. But no, we got some things that's brewing, some fun that's coming, and hopefully we'll see y'all out. I ain't gonna cap, man. The poetry nights, the ladies been coming out, man. It's been beautiful. It's been beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness. I was married. That's all I can say.
Listen.
Oh my goodness.
Listen.
I ain't gonna lie. Just from the first time I started DJing, that's kind of because this is what I play, how I play. Because I'm not playing the hood nigga shit. But guess what? You think I would trade it? Do you really think I would make this swap? Nigga, this ain't the U.S. and Russia. I ain't making that trade. Nigga, I'm keeping this. I'm keeping these ladies.
He said this ain't the U.S. and Russia. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping these ladies. I don't know what y'all talking about. So they always been in support. I love and appreciate all y'all. Fellas, please get off the game. Your homies will be okay. You don't gotta be around them every weekend.
Listen, and the new 2K about to drop, so I know y'all getting tired. The last season about done. I know it ain't too much more y'all can do.
Right. If you like me, you be whooping ass every year, team bomb. Like, it's only so much, you know what I'm saying? And come on, man. Come on, man. I promise you I got you. You gonna get something. If you come out with an L, might be on you, dog.
Man.
You need to evaluate your life. But I'm just saying I'm getting hella feedback on this one. I'm getting hella feedback. Like none other. Not even the sneaker story was doing this. And then I made one post. And it's going up. And people talking. So they want it too. Again, the energy is shifting. And there's been a lot of shit this last couple of years. People want a place of free expression. People want a place of enjoyment. People want a place of true carnal sexual nature, bro. Not the fake shit. Not just twerking everywhere. Sensuality.
Sensual.
A connection. You got to be connected to be sensual.
Listen.
It's more to it than just shaking. It's more to it. You talking about locking breaths. You can do that on the dance floor. I used to do this on the dance floor, bro. Used to be in a trance, nigga. I used to be in a trance. Everybody leave the room. Don't even notice.
Just disappear.
Nigga. And it wouldn't be somebody I was talking to, messing with. That's just my dance partners.
Man.
In a trance. Like, that shit is missed. That's missed.
Man.
We gonna bring it back. I don't just talk it. I got power to do so. I just gotta stick to my guns. I could go do what y'all doing, but then I'm off. I'm out of place. I'm out of line.
That part.
So I'm gonna stick to it, man. And you will reap the benefits. I'm living through y'all.
He said,
I'm trying to live through Johnny, but he disappointed me.
Listen, man, I'm too disciplined for that. I'm sorry, man.
He is exactly where he needs to be.
I'm focused, man. Listen, once I get where I want to be at, man, we'll be a little bit more distracted. But until then, make sure y'all come follow us, man. Come vibe out, man. We out here.
Yeah, Streets A&R Podcast. You know where to find us at. Streets A&R everywhere, all platforms. Hit the like button, subscribe buttons, man. Shit, man. Let's get ready for the weekends, boy. Yeah. This summer is ending very nice, and they got a couple other things.
Yes, sir.
One of the young ladies said she was wanted me to DJ for her. She's like, I love how you. I got you.
Yeah. Listen.
Hey up.
Listen.
But I got you. Them Tigo bitches don't be. I can't do nothing with them.
Listen, hey, bro. Listen, man. So with that being said, it's your host Johnny No Good.
getEJIKEwithit, man.
We out of here, man. Peace.
The beats, the flow, the rhythm. All movement starts from the streets. Streets A&R Podcast.